one game away. Blow up. We're playing for something, man. We're playing for something. It's gotta mean something to you. It gotta mean something. Everything you got. Everything you got. Let's finish this.
Do it, fellas.
Let's go.
Let's do it, fellas.
Finish 2-3. 1, 2, 3. Finish.
You view this season as a failure?
Oh my God. Okay, because I'm not that up. You asked me the same question last year, Eric. Okay. Do you get the promotion every year on your job? No, right? So every year you work is a failure. Yes or no? No. Every year you work towards something, towards a goal, right? Which is to get a promotion, to be able to take care of your family, to be able, I don't know, provide the house for them or take care of your parents. You work towards a goal. It's not a failure. It's steps to success.
You ready to make history? Come on now. Yeah. You know, there's these two words. And when I say them, people get goosebumps because they know what happens next. So without further ado,
free smoke.
Look, scared cause I'm drowning in silence with bad thoughts. These days I don't have nothing to say, man, the bag talks. I put in headphones on my driver. Pull up to the spot and give a good dick and Godiva. I can't lie, I'm uninspired. No more pillow talking about nonsense. I only stick around to put some band-aids on my conscience. I don't know why I feel so bad, nigga. That's what we do, no foundation. We don't build no more, we just screw. Half a bottle of Henny, girl, I'm going with the wind. The same niggas say they happy for me, ain't want me to win. So I'm done on my friends. Don't need help popping Coronas and reminiscing. I just call up Big Bro J and say it's time for venting. If I live forever, I hold this hate for some centuries. You don't know how much or how you doing what it meant to me, but motherfuck all that. I don't even offer up the time to make the call back. Stupid Lodo, if they don't get the picture now, man, I crop them out of the photo. I can't relate to my peers. Been doing this shit for years. I'm motivated by fears. I took the wheel and I steer. My sound not dictated by fuck boys in Atlanta. Stay gifted like this album was ghost written by Santa Bars forever, like they decided to throw me under Slammer. Every song's a hit like they picture me underhanders. I could drop a million songs, but they never gon' understand us. Soapbox sermons for niggas never giving chances. Fight our whole lives to get these weak ass advances. Work twice as hard for the shit that they getting handed. And this ain't even nothing we chose, nigga, we branded. Still can't tell why all of these niggas mad at me. I'm trying to get 100 so I can put my team on salary. Give it all to the art, man, I turn my life to a gallery. Man, damn, what a fucked up masterpiece. 1,100 shots and I swear, man, I felt them all. If we ain't even good on our block, man, who can we call? Pre-decline state of mind, we broke crabs in the barrel. Got us fighting our folk, man, this shit just a life of peril.
I know you got him picked, but the man's in trouble. I'm gonna show you how great I am.
Ladies and gentlemen, hey yo, welcome back to Kicking It with Saint. Welcome to Kicking It with Saint. If it's your first time, yo, if you enjoy this show, if you want to support, like, subscribe, share. I'm getting big one day. I'm trying to tell you, bro. I'm gonna get big one day. But how's everybody's day going? Listen, we got a lot of basketball to talk about today. Listen to me. We got to talk about the Lakers. My guys, my squad, going for 18. And we got to talk about my guy, Steph, and them Warriors. Well, my guys, Steph and Dre, and them Warrior teammates. We got to talk. Now, I realize I don't talk too much about the winners after the series is over and whatnot, but we're going to spend some time with my favorite team, obviously. So I'm just going to give you a heads up on that right now. But we also want to talk about the Phoenix Suns. Monty Williams was fired today. We're going to talk about that. They got eliminated by the Denver Nuggets. We might talk about the series that's going to happen tomorrow, Game 7 between the Boston Celtics and the Boston Celtics and the Philadelphia 76ers. And we're going to talk about New York being eliminated by the Miami Heat and my guy Jimmy Buckets, Mr. Buckets. And we will start with the LA Lakers, bro. Come on, bro. What's up, bro? I told you, man. Game 1, and I think this is really why I haven't done this year. I haven't been making a ton of predictions in the series. Like, I give you probably my general prediction overall in the series, but then I don't really You know what I'm saying? Then I change it after game 1 for every series, or I, tell you what I feel like in the series. I don't really change them because I told y'all I stick with picks, but I'm not one of those dudes who see how a series is going, and just because I pick one team, I'm going to continue to go heavy and ignore what's going. Like, that's to me ridiculous. I see so many people in the media do that. I'm not a fan of that. I adjust my expectations and things as the series goes on. But like I told people after game 1, if the Lakers do what they did in game 1, this is not a 7-game series. I thought it could go 5. Obviously, it went 6. And I'm just happy, bro, because the way we started with a team that was not built to win a championship to where we are right now. And listen, do I think we are a perfect team? Absolutely not. I think we are playing against a very imperfect Western Conference right now, and I'm aware of that. I think the best team is probably Denver, but I just think we got the, and I don't even think, like, going into the Denver series, Jokić is the best player in that series. However, if AD and LeBron do what we know they can do, I still think we can win that series. I do think that'll be a 7-game series, because for the Lakers to win that, I don't see a reality where the Lakers can win against the Nuggets in less than 7. And 7 will be a stretch for the Lakers, but I just don't see a reality in where that can happen, because I don't see LeBron and AD going. They would have to put up the points that they won't have to necessarily do what Devin Booker and Kevin Durant did, for the simple reason they get help from the others. But they also not going up against a Warrior team where for some reason Curry was the only dude to show up every game. Nobody else on the team really could give them anything. You're going to get things from KCP, the former Laker, Michael Porter Jr., Jamal Murray, Bruce Brown. Like, you get so much production. Jeff Green. There's so many different guys on the Denver Nuggets that can give you production. So while I understand that for the Lakers, this is not going to be the same team, I'm gonna just tell you right now, I'm taking the Lakers to win this series, because I'm not picking against my team anymore. The only reason I told you that is a possibility that we in the beginning of the series before it started, I told you the Warriors can win because Steph Curry is the best player in the world. This ain't Steph Curry on the other side of the ball. I'm taking my Lakers, but I'm not blind to the fact that the Lakers could lose this series. And I will still talk about the series the way it is going, not with a biasness for the Lakers. Now, I would like to see the Lakers. See, the one thing that I think that the Lakers got going for them is they don't have to score like other teams score because we get to the free throw line. And I think going into this next series, it could still work out in our favor where we get more free throws than the opposing team because we just play more physical. We play a more physical brand of ball. We play, granted, Jokić can pile up the free throws because and I think Jokić is by far the best center in basketball right now. Just the post game that this dude has to me is impeccable. Can go over the left, can go over the right, can got the best first step to me of all the centers in the league. Like, it's just so many. The passing, just this dude to me is unreal how great he is. I think, you look at him in that closeout game against Phoenix. He took advantage of every single matchup when he was one-on-one. And it didn't matter who he was one-on-one against. Every single person who was one-on-one with him could get buckets. Which is why it's ridiculous to me that people make such a big deal about DeAndre Ayton not being able to stop him. Nobody could stop him. This dude legitimately gave every single person who matched up with him buckets. Point blank, period. One of my biggest problems with Joel Embiid is that he settled for jump shots a lot. He'll settle for these jumpers rather than just attacking matchups. Jokić get a matchup disadvantage, he immediately attack it. Let me tell you what a disadvantage is for a matchup when it comes to Jokić. Anytime he is one-on-one, it don't matter who he one-on-one with. If he is one-on-one, he immediately try to take you to the post and work you. Like, Joel Embiid is not doing that every time. He's settling for jump shots. Jokić is trying to get deep enough into the post where he can operate from there if he get one-on-one. And obviously, the passing, the shooting from Jokić and all these other things. Like, to me, Jokić is unreal. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Jokić is unreal. And that could be a problem for the Lakers because I do think that the Lakers foul more than we got called for it against the Nuggets. I mean, against the Warriors. And Denver might be able to sell the fouls a little bit more. They might get more calls because Denver is a better team. But I still expect a great series. But I do expect it to go 7. Now, I want to talk about the Warriors. And that's probably who I'm going to spend the most time talking about in this episode. So the Warriors are listen, I got a lot of homies that's Warrior fans, and I got a specific homie that's a Warrior fan. I don't even know if he's a Warrior fan as much as he is a Steph Curry fan. It's like me. I tell people all the time, Steph Curry is easily my favorite player in the NBA, my second favorite player all the time, and I'm not a Warrior fan. I would never root for the Warriors if Steph Curry didn't play for them. I only root for the Warriors because of Steph Curry. Now, I love Draymond also. And my homies tell me that I'm a hater of Klay Thompson. I don't feel that way. However, it's time for the Warriors to let a reality set in. Like, the way the Warriors are constructed is not winning them an NBA champ. And listen, you did just win one last year. So it's not like the world is over because you got knocked out of the playoffs this year. You don't win a championship every year. However, the Warriors should feel like there is a sense of urgency to win right now. And why is that? Not because they don't have, if you look at this Warriors team, this is clearly not a championship roster in my opinion. But they have arguably the best player in the NBA. And if you don't think he's the best, he is no lower than a top 3 player in the NBA right now. And Steph Curry. You have to put talent around him that can get you to it. Much like the pressure. And see, this is the thing that you get when you, and it's 2 ways that this works. The success of Steph Curry is why the media haven't gone hard at the Warriors, and this biasness in the media in a sense that while I don't think it's a biasness that people love Curry more than LeBron, because I definitely think the media love Bron more. They do go, I think because the standard is for them LeBron v. Michael Jordan, they hold LeBron to this. They always bitch about, they always give him this excuse of he don't got help. You know, the GM, like they always go at the GMs for the LeBron led teams. Now, obviously you got the people in the media who hate that LeBron James have teams built for him. And, oh, why would he ever complain? Yada, yada, yada. Oh, LeBron a G. So when everything go wrong, oh, LeBron was a GM. Don't care about it. I'm talking about the media that actually go to bat for LeBron and talk about like basically he ain't got a good enough team. They was killing Rob Pelinka. Now, Bob Myers is a phenomenal GM. There was a lot of bad moves made by the Warriors in the offseason, in my opinion. And over the last 2 years, maybe, even though one of those years was led, they got a championship out of it. But you really have to go back and realize how unreal Steph Curry was playing to lead them to that championship. Like that's, I continuously say that because I still do not believe the Warriors had a championship roster last year. They just had a player who was so fucking great that it pushed that roster over the top. But people could say, like this Laker team, oh, well, it's not the strongest Western Conference. Sure, whatever. I could care less. But Jordan Poole, I feel like he will probably be traded in the offseason. I know Jordan Poole been receiving a lot of hate. And I'm not here to go at Jordan Poole. I'm not here to hate on Jordan Poole or anything like that. But the truth have to be spoken. All right. So it might sound like I don't like Jordan Poole, but I don't have a problem with Jordan Poole. I think Jordan Poole is a good player offensively. And if he was on a team where he could be, where a team was built around he and another player possibly, or he was a focal point for a team, Jordan Poole would be phenomenal. Like Jordan Poole can go get you 25 points a game and could easily go drop a 40 piece any given moment. However, for what the Warriors need from Jordan Poole, it's just not, he no longer fits this mold. You have to be an egoless player to play for the Warriors. Jordan Poole is not an ego. Jordan Poole isn't an egoless player, and I don't say that. Bless me. I don't say that in a bad way. You got to have an ego to be great in this game. However, to be on the Warriors team, I don't think the Jordan Poole mentality that he have right now, like when they won a championship, the first thing he wanted to talk about was the bag he was going to get. Like, you could accept all that if Jordan Poole was willing to sacrifice in other areas to be great for the team, especially, if it was leading to, wins and whatnot. However, I think one of the biggest problems with Jordan Poole is that his game, him being great or bad, is basically summed up to points at this moment. If he scored a lot of points, then he had a good game. If he didn't, then it was a bad game. That's what it felt like his game was at. But now, Jordan Poole can have a game one type of performance, still do some things that you like, man, come on, man. And now his big scoring games are not even considered good moments. So now you get a young player that's in his head now. Now he feel like the world is out to get him and whatnot, and he can't get back on track. And he never got back on track in this series. And I feared that was a problem, that he was never going to get back on track. And that's nobody's fault but Jordan Poole's. He's been in the NBA long enough. I'm not finna baby him. I'm just giving you my observations. But the Warriors have to understand, and I don't blame Jordan Poole necessarily all the way. Like, this is on Jordan Poole. He do have to take accountability for this. At the end of the day, you're a grown ass man. I understand you're young, but you're still a grown man. You wasn't nobody considered him a child when he signed that contract. It's expectations that come when you sign contracts, point blank, period. It don't matter how much the contract was worth. Jordan Poole didn't live up to that. Not to mention, I saw somebody say Jordan Poole went from taking great shots last year and letting those great shots lead him into taking like shots that you're not necessarily happy that he taking, but when he get on a hot streak, you like, okay, we can accept it. But those shots that you didn't really want him taking until he got hot and then you accepted him, he started using those as his shots to get hot. And you like, okay, that's pretty ridiculous. His shot selection became god awful. But then along with his shot selection becoming awful, he started leaning on shots, fading away on shots, like trying to draw contact on shots. He's not just taking clean looks anymore. And then when he get an opportunity to step in and take a good look, he'd rather take the deep shot. And I know some people say, well, he open so he can hit that. Yeah, but when you're not shooting the ball good, why not make the game easier for yourself? So, and he a player who don't really attack from the mid range. It's either a 3-pointer or a layup. And you don't get the calls you don't get calls. So now you abandon the layup game. You can't hit your shot. So now you are no longer useful or valuable on the offensive side of the ball. But now why keep you on the court? Because you're not a good defender. Saying you're not a good defender is a compliment at this point. Because it's one thing to be bad. It's one thing to not be able to play great defense because you just never had to play defense in your life before. It's another one to not be able to play defense because you're just not big enough physically. You don't have a big enough frame. But to just not try on defense, that's a whole nother problem that Jordan Poole get caught in way too many times. To simply rather foul and bail yourself out than just try to play some defense, that's a problem. Those little things matter. Like young players don't think that matter, but those things matter. Steph Curry he made himself into a good enough defender because it mattered. Jordan Poole at some point in time is not going to have Steph Curry, Draymond Green to fall back on. At some point in time, your career, a certain point in your time, you're going to have to fall back on your work ethic, what you do, and your mentality. And if Jordan Poole don't get to this moment where he understand, instead of me fouling right here, let me just try to play defense. And a foul might come out of it. And one might come out of it. But at least I'm trying, bro. I can build up a respect around the league where the refs not calling fouls every time because they know I'm not just trying to foul them instead of just trying. a lot of things. That's one of the things that I think killed Harden in his prime. In his prime, Harden refused to play defense. He refused to play defense. But it wasn't just that he couldn't. He just chose not to attempt, not to even try to play defense. And I wonder where they would be if he actually had gave a consistent, concerted effort on defense and didn't rely on everybody else around him who was signed to play defense to be great at every single moment in some of the most ridiculous situations, where if James Harden was just trying, it would have saved us a whole bunch of time and energy and probably gotten us further than we ever got. So to me, I just don't think that Jordan Poole fits with this culture or with this team anymore. Plus, the Warriors are too small, bro. They are just too small. You don't have a playable center on your roster behind Kevon Looney, who is a specialist at rebounding. Nothing else. Is not a good defender. Everybody who run into him, move him backwards. He is a rebounder. That is it. And while you appreciate having a dude who give you that many extra rebounds, it would have been great to have somebody who could have defended the post. You gave up a lot of layups, and I mean, you gave up a lot of free throws because you can't defend in the paint without fouling. If you had a defender who was known for defense defense, you get away with some of those fouls because the defender would have gotten the advantage. AD and LeBron got away with some fouls because they known for being good defenders. So certain blocks that might have been fouls is just blocks because they'll get the benefit of the doubt. Golden State has to go get a legitimate. I understand they want to be able to stretch the floor. And they want a big man who don't clog up the lane, who don't clog up the space, and who can get up and down the court. But you need a legitimate defender in the post, so Draymond Green is not the only good defender on the court. Klay Thompson is just not viable anymore. He can't move the way he used to. He don't stop people the way he used to. Andrew Wiggins, to me, inconsistent is, I guess, the only thing I'll say, even though it's a lot of things that's coming up in my head. I guess I'll just say inconsistent. But the problem with the Warriors, aside from the Jordan Poole problem, is the Klay Thompson problem. Because Klay Thompson, like I said, I saw somebody the other day say James Harden is a glorified role player. Klay Thompson is a glorified role player. And possibly worse at this point, because you expect more out of him that he just can't give you anymore. You keep talking about Game 6 Klay. Game 6 Klay was terrible in both of this series this year. Klay had one good game in the playoffs over the last, 2 years since he done got healthy. And I know you got Klay fans out there who keep, one more year away from that injury, another year away from it. Curry don't have that type of time. And while I'm not telling you that the Warriors should replace Klay, what I am telling you is that if Klay can't accept a far less role with far less money, because they're not signing Klay, this is just not rocket science. The Warriors are not about to commit a huge financial thing to Klay Thompson right now. It's just not going to happen. Now, I don't know if that end up leading them to cutting Klay or parting ways with Klay, but it's just no fucking way the Warriors about to commit big time money to Klay at this point in his career. To me, where the Warriors fucked up is you paid Jordan Poole, you paid Wiggins, you chose not to pay Draymond Green. The absurdity to not pay a dude. And to me, this come with the one of the things that I don't think I speak about enough. The Warriors' insistence on listening to the national media is really fucking irritating. It's as if the way they handle Draymond Green is how the pressure in the room is feeling on Twitter. And to me, that's very irritating. I would not mind if Draymond Green said that the Warriors haven't shown him true loyalty and that's why he's not returning. I would understand that, even though I think his connection with Steph Curry. I just think if the Warriors not going all out to bring Draymond back, to me, for one, the Warriors should look into trading Wiggins and Jordan Poole, not just Jordan Poole. I think they should trade both of them to free up that space. Not only do I think they should free up both of them, Draymond Green should have got the money that one of those two got. Without question, he should have got the money that those two got. Draymond Green and Steph Curry, the only reason you got to 6 games in the first place. Draymond Green and Steph Curry, the only reason you won 1-7 against the Sacramento Kings. To not have paid Draymond Green, to not have allowed Draymond Green to have an off year, Because I'm not too far removed where I remember Draymond Green was the only Warrior playing when everybody was hurt. KD left. Dre was gone. Curry was hurt. Clay was hurt. Draymond Green was still suiting up with those young dudes going through those shitty seasons where you wasted picks on Wiseman, Moody, Poole, and all those other players. But Draymond Green, the ultimate soldier, that's the dude who Curry die for. He will die on that Draymond Green hill every day. And that's the dude who you choose not to pay. So to me, in my opinion, they have to make that right this offseason. I think you should trade Wiggins and Poole. Poole, like I said, for all the reasons before. But Andrew Wiggins it was shocking how bad to me he was in this playoffs run. The bad shooting against the Lakers and really bad shooting against the Sacramento Kings, but really bad shooting against the Lakers. It was either too strong, not really good at attacking the basket in the series, really didn't bring you much defensively in the series. They never really stepped up and got a big time stop for the Warriors in this series. All the big time stops really came from Draymond. Never really was that dude that gave Draymond the break that you thought he would give Draymond. I don't think he a big enough wing like a Paul George or Kawhi Leonard to stop those level of talents. I don't think he a consistent enough player to where you need him to be the second best player. You're paying him like you need him to be the second best player. And at this point in time this year, a lot of different points in time, he was the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th best player. Not even there for the majority of the year because of family reasons and a lot of things like that. You would accept that if you knew you was getting a big time performance in the playoffs and you didn't get that either. So to me, the Andrew Wiggins thing, that's going to be interesting to see what they do with him in the offseason. And Clay, like I said, I think you could bring Clay back on a very team-friendly deal. But if you're not bringing him back on a team-friendly deal, I just don't see the reality in them bringing him back, period. Because there's no way you look at his performances through the last 2 years and you think to yourself, that's a good enough, and throughout the season, and think that's a good enough player to be paying top dollar to. I don't even think Clay should be starting at this point. Like, Steph Curry need two good, legitimate. Draymond and Steph Curry are still starters. But they need 3 new starters to fill out this starting lineup. Because I don't know how you can watch the Warriors this year and think to yourself, anybody on this team is a starting level player at this moment other than Steph Curry and Draymond Green. They need 3 other dudes to fill out this lineup. A center, a 2, and a 3. Because right now, you only got 2 good enough dudes, in my opinion. And all the disrespect that people show Draymond, yeah, you just don't know ball at this point. But listen, when you Steph Curry and you go into a game 6 and you the only dude who in double figures, and the other 3 dudes who you relying on to give you production, Klay Thompson, Jordan Poole, Andrew Wiggins, all have bad shooting nights for yet another night in a row. And not only do they have all 3 of them have bad shooting nights again, they all probably have their worst shooting nights all at the same time in the most important game. So I don't know if you're the Warriors, how you cope with that reality in the offseason. But to me, it's just not a good enough team. I don't think the bench good enough. You got rid of a lot of height in the offseason with the Otto Porters and whatnot. To me, they got it's not a complete overhaul, and you're not finna overhaul the roster because you still have Steph Curry playing in his prime. If you finna restart, then you might as well go ahead and trade Steph. But I do think this is one of them problems you run into when you're trying to forge a new championship level group of players along with the ones that's currently. I will always say that the Warriors' ignorance, thinking that you could create a new championship team while the other one got too old, is just absolutely ignorant and ridiculous. Especially when you have Steph Curry leading that team. So, this is the reality of their mistakes. But interested to see what happened in the offseason with them. And I've also just decided that I'm going to break this video up. I'm going to do those other teams on a separate video. But with that being said, I appreciate you guys for joining me on another episode of Kicking It With Saint. Tell somebody you fuck with them. Tell somebody you love them. You can be anything in this world. Choose to be kind to somebody today. I'm about to crush this burger, these hash browns, and this waffle. Much love. Saint out.
Yeah, I put my angel in the dirt and been on demon time. I'm sorry, mama, they keep playing with my peace of mind. Created niggas can't be threatened by no seed of mine. When the last time y'all see me with my feet reclined? Past like torturous, inner thoughts like a fortress. Biologically forfeited, bottled up. A nigga had to put a cork in it. Nigga thought he had one up on me, fucking unfortunate. Black magic, Harry Potter, that young source of shit. Good girl, so she claimed, do all sorts of shit. Neck like an ostrich, mouth taking all of my kids, look like an orphanage. I'ma be all up in her rears when them endorphins hit. I seen the ops out in traffic, that's ghost riding like E40. Way too focused on checks, I don't even see shorty. Whatever is for me, nigga, it's gon' be for me. You